getting a size.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Not all bottles will work because some of them, like Sprite, Fresca, some of them have a kind of a weird shape. Okay, I think maybe Coke does too. But this type of bottle is just basically it's just a cylinder. Okay, and that's the type of bottle that you want to use. So this is one that Deborah just drank up. Okay, so everybody knows what that looks like. So what you're going to do, obviously, is you're going to take that. It's like a plastic sheet that is just glued onto the bottle in a couple places here. You're going to cut that and rip that off so that you have this.
Okay, you're talking about the label that's on the bottle?
Yeah.
Just peel that off.
Just peel the label off.
Okay.
Well, you got a funnel there.
Well, you can. If we wanted to talk about all the things that you can make from a soda bottle, that we could go for a long time.
Yep.
But so if you look at these bottles, and I'll pass this one around, there's what is called a weld line.
Right.
Okay, it's where they actually melt the bottom onto the cylinder part of it.
Right.
Okay, and I'm going to pass this around where you can see that weld line.
Okay.
I can see it.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do
Oh, that's you.
is you're going to take your sharp knife, face the blade facing away from you, and you're going to insert your knife right above that weld line, just like so.
Above it, not into it. right?
Just above it. And you're going to cut the bottom of the bottle off just above, and it doesn't have, your line doesn't have to be precise, okay? You're just going to cut right above that, but that line, that weld line, makes a good place to follow. You're going to cut your bottom off. And the nice thing about this is, I mean, you may want to discard the bottom,
Make a candy
but
dish out of it.
you can use it as a bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what if you don't have that knife?
Well, that's
You need a knife.
You need a
A
knife.
sharp knife to be able to do
Okay.
this with, okay?
I got those down here on my need to purchase. That and that flashlight that doesn't
So
give up.
then what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife and cut a tab, okay? Now you might want to use, like in this case, that knife is a bit big, so I'm going to use this knife, and I'm going to cut. This may be too dull now after me digging. You're going to cut a tab about 6 inches long. To start. Okay. And now I'm going to bring the magic over. I made this so I could demonstrate for you all. We're going to pretend that this is a sapling tree stump. Okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be quite that large. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your saw. This is the reason why you need a saw. saw, sharp knives.
You've already lost me. That's okay.
Well, that's all right, we're all
I
lost.
know.
I've got it written down, I've gotta go shopping.
Well, and
Right.
she's recording it. You're gonna make a cut about an inch in, approximately an inch in. You're gonna make a cut down an inch, okay? Now I had to modify this one because you don't want, for making this jig, this is called a jig, okay? For making this jig, when you put the bottle in it, you don't want it to flatten the bottle like that. You want the bottle to maintain its curve, okay? So you may have to like chip some out or whatever, so that when the bottle goes in there, it maintains its natural curve, okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna take this tab. So here, this is actually a box knife that I have in here right now. But you would use a sharp knife and you jam it in to the wood to where it's about around an eighth of an inch above the base here, okay? That's gonna be how thick your cordage ends up being, okay?
I'm sorry, so you had the bottle in there and you made
Yeah.
sure it was
Yeah,
still
turn it on
curved,
its side so they can see.
and then you put the knife in. Okay, how far?
You jam it in there where it'll stay, and just
Oh, I see the
about
box cutter.
somewhere
Yeah.
around an eighth of an inch above the surface. You know, you cut down an inch, and then here in the front, you cut until you can take a chunk out.
Yeah,
Okay, so there's a chunk missing there in the front.
yeah, you see the box
Okay.
cutter?
After you cut that slit?
Yeah, after you cut the slit,
Okay,
then you're gonna take your saw and cut here in the front until you can take a chunk of wood out, and you're gonna leave a chunk here in the back. And you're gonna jam a sharp blade in. You may have to hammer on it to get it to stay, but how high this blade is gonna determine how thick that cordage is that you
Okay.
can cut, okay? So I've got it set for, that's about an eighth of an inch wide, okay? Once you get that set, then you're gonna feed this underneath that blade. And again, these things are not necessarily real easy to do, okay?
Rabbi, can you use fishing line,
For,
what you're doing? For your tying and all that?
you could if you've got it.
but this is an
But
alternative.
this will hold up, it won't break.
Yes.
And you might find empty soda bottles out wherever you are.
Yeah. Well, I totally see the advantage, but I just happened to be thinking,
Yeah.
but our family fished a lot, and so I was like, wow, when we could do that.
So what was the purpose of cutting that tab out?
What tab out?
That
This?
1 inch tab?
The one you took
You
off.
cut it out and you just
That,
put it
I
over there.
didn't mean to do that.
Oh,
It-
okay.
The blade did that for me.
Oh, okay. But that's like your starter piece.
Yes. This is what you're gonna start pulling on.
Okay.
And you didn't see, you were in the restroom. I was standing way up here and he went all the way down the hall with one soda bottle
Really?
worth of
Did you see it
line.
laying there?
All that line? Wow.
It stretched all that way.
That's very cool.
You're supposed to use it for tying, like you're making shelter
Right.
or whatever, you can use it like twine.
Here you go, Corey.
That I wouldn't have
Oh,
thought of.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's pretty sharp too, those edges. Gotta be careful with them.
There you go.
Wow, that's incredible.
I answered your question?
Corey did, she said it was sharp,
Yeah,
I was just asking,
oh,
if it'll cut your fingers.
no, not yet, but I
Well,
can
if you have
feel I
gloves on-
would.
If you have gloves on, you'll be okay.
No, yeah, but you know, I got very sensitive, so everything I touch, I get paper cuts everywhere I go.
Yeah, you'll have to wear gloves.
But I could see that if you like,
This is sort of like starting a fire.
yeah, and this was all from one bottle?
Yes.
Dang, so you don't need a whole lot of bottles.
I know, that's really neat.
And
But
what
it
do
would,
you
it'd be a
use,
good idea to have some of them and just have them tied shut
and
in
what
your
do you
kit.
use that for?
Time thing.
Tying things together.
Making
anything that you
shelter.
need to-
Yeah, you can clip off what you need.
I
Does
mean,
it-
like if you don't
does it
have
tie very
rope
well
and you
and hold a
don't
knot?
have fish line or bungee cords.
It, you know, it's stiff, so it,
gotcha.
So you're trying to put the line in the place. Okay, to
Yeah.
get started, okay.
but it's pretty, if you get a good wide piece, it's pretty stiff,
There's
and
a
I mean, strong.
Fish line that you could use for hookup.
Of course, I didn't have this much trouble at home,
Of course
but
not.
You're
That's all
showing
right. You're among
someone
people you love. that
Murphy's
love you.
Law.
Yeah, no pressure or anything.
So when we try to do this, we're not supposed to give up just because we're having that trouble.
that's right.
Now I'm just gonna give him my bottles.
Right?
There we
Women's
go.
work.
It finally went through. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to work for me like I want it to, but I got it threaded through. Come on.
It's like threading a needle.
No,
And it's about
worse.
to, it's about
worse
to
than
cut
that.
this off, and I'm gonna have to start over again.
Oh, darn.
So where exactly are you threading it?
Underneath the blade.
Okay,
Because
Which
the
is
blade
why it
is,
gets
the blade, when
cutting.
he turns it, the blade is going to cut.
yes.
Right. But it's cutting before he could thread it.
Once you get it started, it works very well.
So worst case scenario, we could sit down with a pair of scissors and just start cutting around and around and around and around.
Take me
Good.
forever.
Better do it while I'm sitting and watching a John Wayne movie.
Well, that's true.
Ta-da, we'll do it that way.
It was. I don't remember Doug saying that. My dad was the one. I don't have fear about that. I just don't remember that. Because I had all since I was a teenager. But he was really the leader.
This thing says right here, it's $37 plus $9 shipping and handling. And if you order today, you get 3 exclusive bonuses. Whatever
It
that
says how
is.
much?
37?
No, go, it's supposed to be 22.
Well, where do you find that?
Well, you gotta Google, the Lost Ways,
Yeah, here we go.
$22.
Okay, here
Because
we
they took
go.
the other ad
Right,
off.
there you go.
Well, this one says 37.
Right, but you get it for
Wow,
22.
okay.
I guess you're seeing things I can't see.
Oh, he's
Just pulling on
Oh,
the thread and letting it work.
wow.
And Mike is
awesome.
cutting it.
I would have never thought of that. That is amazing.
Wow.
Getting it started is the
The hard
Yeah.
part.
issue.
I know, but you could die of old age just trying to get it started.
It doesn't matter what I do, I'm close to dying of old age. It's here. Maybe not yet. I think that's why he let me survive that accident. Because I've asked to be here during the
You're gonna
end.
be here for a while.
That is, Rabbi, that is amazing.
Where'd you learn this?
What? Deborah
Or-
just sent me a text and I don't understand
You
it.
didn't learn that
Well,
in a
I'm
Boy Scout book.
Filming, I can't let you see
Oh,
it
what's the
yet,
text
but it
say?
says something about maybe they need to get up and walk around while they're watching.
Oh,
I'm like,
so
how does she see?
she's watching us on the security camera.
She's watching.
Oh,
Wait
So
a
she's saying maybe we should walk around and see what he's doing.
I was like, how does she know?
I think
Who are
I'm
you
too far
talking
away to
about?
Wife.
My
His
wife.
wife.
His wife.
She's
Because
being
they
a
got
busybody.
security cameras. So she's watching.
Okay.
She's just making sure you're doing it right.
That is amazing.
I
I
don't
wanna
see
come
where
over
you're
to
talking
this
about getting
side.
this for $20.
I'm gonna send it to you. Just a minute.
22. I'm out here looking on the website.
That is.
Rabbi, where did you learn that?
I have done research on survival stuff for years.
Okay,
So I've learned all the stuff I know. I've learned from various sources.
all right, so it's just been an interesting thing for you.
Mhm.
Okay.